Hello, hello, hello. I am back. I am waiting to go live on crsradio.com. It's a very important topic that I feel, and I feel that everybody should have this discussion amongst themselves and amongst their family. So we're just waiting. So hello, 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 hello. I can't wait for you all to join me. We just chilling.
1 minute until showtime.
1 minute. Hello, welcome, welcome, welcome. CRS Radio. Greetings. Y'all ready? Tell me y'all ready. Facebookers, tell me y'all ready. Good. Hopefully y'all can learn something. Oh, Lord. The stress. Y'all miss my face, huh? I know. I missed y'all. I missed every single one of y'all.
5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
Thank you, Lord, for waking me this morning. Thank you for yet another day. Yeah, so I can listen to Peter the Diva on CRS Radio. This is Jojo Mac representing.
Yeah, greetings upon greetings, blessings upon blessings. It's the one and only Peter the Diva, and you're listening to the CRS Radio, your Caribbean radio show, your knowledge station. And again, this is Peter the Diva. If you want to give me a call at 661-467-2407. Hit 1 on your telephone keypad to talk. Again, the number is 661-467-2407. Hit 1 on your telephone keypad to talk. Today's topic is financial stability. Greetings to those of you on the Facebook Live on the CRS Facebook page. Big up on yourself. Thank you for joining. Now let's get it. What is financial stability? When you are financially stable, you feel confident with your financial situation. You don't worry about paying your bills because you know you will have the funds. You are debt-free. You have money saved for your future goals, and you also have enough saved to cover emergencies. Financial stability isn't about being rich. Let me say that again. Financial stability isn't about being rich. In fact, it isn't a number at all. It is more of a mindset. You hear me? It is a mindset. When you have financial stability, you don't have to stress about money, and you can focus your energy on other parts of your life. This may sound like a dream, but financial stability is something you can achieve. It will take some time, and you will need to put in work. If you follow these steps that I'm going to give you guys at the end, trust me, everybody could get to where they want to be, but you have to set goals for yourself. You can't just carry on through life and not have goals. So, we're going to build the vibes on already. When I make my notes on already. Again, you're listening to the Caribbean Radio Show, your knowledge station with your hostess with the mostest, Peter the Diva. And we're going to build the vibes on Burna Boy. Say, yeah. Yeah. Wanna ready? Yeah, 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 yeah. Vibes was said. Yeah, yeah. I go teach you something.
This one I better do with it. I know get time, I did that. Dada cover my face, calling me that. Biggie man, we do the wear Tell me, money, what's it come? You are gone, all depends. Think yourself, ride the foot. I know feet, die for nothing. Money, what's it come? You are gone, all depends. Think yourself, ride the foot. I know feet, die for nothing. Make you not say anything when you do, they must commend it. I can't come and see myself. Anything when you do, I try to do on my way. I can't come and see myself. Plenty so far we be just to make sure money.
Vibes was said. Why not learn while vibing, people? CRS Radio. Vibes. Peter the Diva.
Oh, the Bentley, take your shit, ride the boat, I know feet, die or not, man, what's it come, G-Wagon, oh, the Bentley.
Yeah. Again, if you're just joining me, you are listening to the Caribbean Radio Show, your knowledge station on CRS Radio. If you want to talk, give me a call at 661-467-2407. Hit 1 on your telephone keypad. Also, I can take your questions and concerns on the Facebook Live, also on the CRS Radio Facebook page. So now, guys, let's get it. Because what we are doing, we are build vibes and we are educate, because CRS a knowledge station. Now, make we talk about financial stability in relationship. We're going to build the thing, right? I'm wondering are you guys able to date someone who are not financially in the space that you're in? Are you okay with you being maybe level 8 and your partner being a level 4 or a 3? What are your boundaries? What are your situations that are you okay? Is that a red flag for you if, your partner is not where you are? I know everybody have their different cup of tea, and I get that, but everybody you can build with or motivate or bring up, right? So just a question to ask you guys. So ponder upon that. Why healthy relationships are financially sound? There's a time in every couple's life when things move from dating to planning to marriage to kids to an entire life together. And besides love and happily ever after, there are steps you have to take to basically have a good life as a couple. Because individually you may be doing well, but not necessarily when you join together, it may not mesh well. Lord is here. So moving together means sharing not only the house, but also current expenses. Who is paying for what could be whatever problem in some couples' dynamics. Because talking about money is less fun than planning a night out. Like, we have to admit, like, talking about money is so uncomfortable. Because you don't want to offend your partner. But it's important to have those conversations. So before saying I do, partners should take some time to discuss finance. I think a part of that discussion be probably you tell your partner to pull credit reports. Like, I ain't saying everybody credit bad, and I'm not saying everybody credit good, but I think it's important to have transparency in a relationship. Like, even if you give me a ballpark, an honest ballpark of what your credit look like, and if it's low, why? What happened? Because situations happen to bring you to where you're at. Divorces, a lot of things can happen that people may not necessarily be where they were before or where they had planned on being. So transparency is important. Knowing what to expect from your partner in terms of financial stability is essential when planning to build a family. Times can come when you could need support or you could support your spouse. You need to be prepared to share your expectations with your partner and see whether your predictions about the future is similar. Like-minded people. It is important to have like-minded people together, okay? Although sometimes different work, but I'm just saying, you know what your quirks are and what you like and what you don't like. Romance does not pay the bills. Love does not pay the bills. I'm sorry, it don't. I'm all about we in love, we rocking, but honey, I don't know about sleeping in no cardboard box together in the cold and the rain because we got love. Love don't pay bills. Love don't put food in our stomach and a roof over our head. We just got to be realistic. But to each their own. Finances are the main cause of stress in most relationships. Healthy relationships are built on trust and communication. You need to be able to discuss your finances with your partner. This involves knowing who is paying for electricity and who is buying groceries. Or if one of you can't afford the living standard of the other. Financial stability is important for both individuals and the couple. Hiding debts from your partner isn't going to help you improve your financial situation, nor spending your money behind his or her back. Statistics says more than 7 million Americans hide money from their partner. Whether you decide to keep separate accounts or to merge income into a common account, hiding money can have a negative influence on your relationship. Now, not everybody have a joint account, and I believe in having your own account and a joint account, and you put money that goes towards the household into a joint account, and the both of you can have your separate account and do what you feel to do with your money, because y'all going to work. So I don't feel like you working and all your money should go in one pot and who knows what's going to happen to the money. I'm just saying, because some of us got a high taste bud for things. Like, we like to spend. I ain't going to lie. I like to spend. I like to spend on myself too. You know what I'm saying? I like nice things. So I don't want to feel guilty if I spend something and I'm like, oh my God, what is he going to think? Just like I'm sure your partner don't want to feel guilty like, oh my God, she's watching the account. Can I buy this? So I believe in having a joint account and having your individual account. And that way you could put money into the joint account that funds the whole household, funds your life as a couple, and you keep a little bit for yourself. That way you ain't got to ask permission when you need to buy something. That's just my thoughts on that. Partners must also have the same financial priorities. Priorities are things that must happen, okay? Priorities. There's wants, there's needs, there's priorities, all right? Money issues are the third most common causes of divorce. If you want to travel around the world while your partner only thinks about contributing to the 401k, your relationship is more likely to end badly. With or without common savings account, you need to focus both on the same goals to build a future together and a future that depends on how financially sound you are. To make things work, both partners should be involved in the management of your family budget. Now, I know some of us may have partners who are not good at budgeting. And if you can have the discussion with your partner to say, you know what, dear, you may be better at it. I think you should manage the family budget. And don't feel less of yourself if you're incapable of doing that, because some people are just better at some things. I consider myself someone who is very good at managing. I spend, but I save all at the same time, right? You have to pay yourself first, and we'll go more into that further along. But remember, some people are just better at some things. Marriage is a partnership. Most couples have to deal with financial inequalities. One partner earns significantly more than the other, and this can make a relationship unstable, as it can generate conflict and tension inside the couple's home. Now, here's my question to you guys. How do you feel like if a woman earns, like especially for my male viewers, like how do you feel about if a woman earns more than you? Are you okay with that? Same thing, women. Are you okay? Because a lot of us can't follow. A lot of us are unable to follow. And I think it's important to follow someone that can lead, but not everybody is a leader, right? So many times you find it's like, oh, I'm the man, but sometimes that man is incapable of leading. So sometimes the woman has to take charge. And this is no disrespect towards the males, but you find that there's a lot of conflict in relationships when the woman possibly earn more than the man. So that's why it's essential to build a stable financial partnership with your spouse. Partnership with your spouse or your significant other. My money versus your money versus our money. If one of you can't keep up with the other earnings, you shouldn't let this become a problem. If you need to communicate and compromise, otherwise the partner making less will feel some type of way. Okay? That other partner that's making less may feel some type of way. So, the takeaway: financial stability inside a couple doesn't depend only on how much each partner earns. What matters is that how spouses choose to spend their money for common benefits. That's why it is essential to discuss finances with your partners. Managing finances can cause tension inside a couple, especially when partners aren't open about their current obligations and expectations. Now, I feel like when they talk about obligation expectations, say you meet somebody and they have children, they're divorced, their children, they got to pay child support, but you don't know how much they got to pay in child support. They may have to pay alimony. You don't know how much they got to pay in alimony. They got stuff in collections. You don't know what's in collections. You don't know how much. So when you do the budget, you're thinking you have this amount of money to spend. But then you realize that your partner isn't putting in what you expected because their money is going other places that you were unaware of. So this is why I said it's important to have transparency in a relationship, because you just never know what's going on. So again, if you're tuning in, you're listening to CRS Radio, your Caribbean radio show, the Knowledge Station. This is Peter the Diva, and the man Shaggy himself said, money up.
Money up.
Money up.
To my bar top. Run it up. Power. What was that? Man go make your money, yo, make we give it some. We are gonna spend it up till the money done. We full of money, have it in a lump sum. Can't par with me if the money not run. You hear me? Me money up this season.
Me money up
this season.
Me money up.
You know, sister, we not even. Go get your money up this season. Me money up this season. Me money up this season. You know the money, then know me and you feel reason. Go get your money up. Give me now your time, me rock up here, money me a pray. Anytime me walk up here, money you a see. The girl them will a shake down and me money cheap. Me bring the money, girl, and get your money, baby. Alright, me money enough, money you can't tell. See me a do tune with a Bill Burrell. Me have the whole place and the money swell. Money pull up and watch your whole dance a shelter. Me money up this season. Me money up this season. You know no money, you know sister, we not even. Go get your money up this season. Me money up this season. Me money up this season. You know no money, then up me and you be reason. Go get your money up this season. Decimal up and everything is everything. Winter, summer, autumn, or spring. Matter the season, the money we a bring. As some say me never on the utility. See we a road with them call the money man.
Yeah.
While the girl them looking real bad. Only for champagne make them go bad. Go tell the bartender put it on the top car.
Me money up
this season.
Me money up
this season.
Me money up.
You know sister we not even. Go get your money up this season. Me money up this season. Me money up this season. You know no money, then no me and you feel reason. Go get your money up.
Share the live.
Winter time, you money make summertime. Money me a sweat. Inna the spring, money tree done set. Inna the fall, new crop of money get. You just see me there, you go hard. Money me a make. If on the hustle, me a work and sweat. City to city, travel from the latest. Can't complain, cause the money me a get. Most of me rich and not up in me mindset. Me come here now, we erase all that. A man see me before him take me down. Squeeze him a thing and him said no respect.
Me money up.
Me money up this season. You know no money, you know see say we not even. So get your money up this season.
Me money up this season.
Me money up this season. You know no money, then no me and you feel reason. So get your money up this season. Me money up this season. Me money up.
On the money up,
You know no money, you know see say we not
there's
even.
ways to get
So
your money up.
this season. Me money up this season. Me money up this season. You know no money, then no me and you feel reason. Go get your money up
This season. Yeah. The man himself said the money up this season. And the one get money, the one don't forget money, and the one invest in himself. Again, you are listening to Peter the Diva on CRS Radio, your knowledge station, the Caribbean radio show, and the topic is financial stability, and that comes in so many different ways. So let's talk about generational wealth. My people, let's talk about the thing called generational wealth. Because some of us not create it, man. And it is important that you do. Okay? You may have heard of the term generational wealth and thought, wow, that sounds important. It is. It is important. Okay? But at the same time, you might have pushed it to the back of your mind because you have more pressing issues. For instance, you might be focused on getting out of debt, saving money, or pursuing other financial goals. It may be that creating generational wealth is not on your immediate priority list while you tackle your current finances. But with that being said, you can still build into your long-term financial goals. Not quite sure what that transitioning generational wealth means exactly. Don't worry. I'll be sharing exactly what it is and how to build it for your family. So those of you that got children, it is important to build generational wealth for your children. Let me say this again. For those of you that have children, it is important to build generational wealth for your children. It is important for us to do better than what our parents did for us. Some of us may have had it easier and some may have had it harder. But it's important for us to do better than what our parents did for us, for our children. And then that way we could teach our children that when they have their children, they do better than what we did for them. Okay, remember that. So, what is generational wealth? It is basically wealth that is passed down from one generation to the next. You may also hear this called family wealth or legacy wealth. If you are able to leave something behind for your children or grandchildren, then you are contributing to the growth of generational wealth in your family. Okay? Of course, you may leave many things such as good memories and healthy genetics behind for your family. However, I'm specifically referring to financial resources that you are able to leave behind. Financial resources. Remember where earlier I said love don't pay bills and love don't do none of that? The good memories, guys, ain't gonna help our family in the long run, okay? It may make our hearts feel great and smile, but we need financial resources. This wealth can come in many forms, such as real estate assets, stock market investments, or a financial education to carry forward into the future. Remember, say that again. It can come in many ways. Real estate assets, stock market investments, or financial education that you can carry into the future. Wanna hear me? Wanna make me know so hear me? Okay? Why is it important to have generational wealth? If you are starting from scratch with your finances or starting out with a large debt burden, then you should realize the importance of generational wealth. What if your parents had the ability to fund your college education? This single action could have tremendous effort on your financial future instead of paying catch up to pay down your student debt loans. Greetings, queens and kings. Greetings. You could be saving for your first home or your future retirement. Now, we probably think our kids gonna be spoiled because we probably putting away money for their college. But we're giving them a jump start at life. They shouldn't have to be put into the world and be like, okay, now go figure out how you're gonna do your education. And then they go to school and now they got to pay back all these student loans. So now they're still back at square one. Like, seriously, they're still back at square one because they're literally going to be paying off thousands of dollars of student loans when you could already start preparing your children, preparing their financial future. Just give them a jump start. There's nothing wrong with giving your children a jump start. Whew. As you continue your personal financial journey, you have to likely discover that it is not always easy to recover from financial mistakes. What if your parents had been able to offer solid financial guidance as you stumble your way through? It could have prevented spending beyond your means or started you on a budget habit much sooner. The more you think about your financial life, is the more you realize how important generational wealth can be. If you have kids or plan to have kids, then you may start to think about how their financial futures will play out. Imagine how differently things could turn out if you take the time to educate them on personal finance and set up vehicles to add security to their financial future. It is not too early to set up bank accounts for your children. Even if it's at $10 you're putting in it, set up a little bank account for your kid. Because by the time they get older, it's going to be some money there. It's going to be more money than $0. Just saying. How to build financial generational wealth. You simply have to acquire assets or save cash that you don't intend to spend within retirement. Then you pass those assets along to your children or family members, whoever is it that you care about. It sounds like an easy concept, but it can be difficult if you don't put it into practice. Invest in the stock market. Look for me. Invest in the stock market. Buy stocks and mutual funds. You can start investments for your children. You will be the owner of said investment until your kid is old enough, and then you could turn over ownership of that investment account to your child. Just saying. It's never too early to start investments for your children and yourself. It's never too late for you either. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us are older, we didn't know. So what we don't know, but I'm telling you now. Start investing, people. Even if it's a little stock you buy. Mutual funds to me are better in my opinion because it's basically a fund that got a bunch of stocks within that fund. So it got Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, all of these things with the billing within that mutual fund. So even if Apple go down, Amazon is up, you're still making some money. I know the market is crappy right now, but to me, this is the perfect time to buy because it's low. The purchasing of stocks is low because the market is doing terrible. But remember, you may not see your money, you're making any money right now, but when the market go up, you're going to be making money. Investment is a long-term goal. If you want quick money, investment ain't it. Investing is for long-term, for retirement, because we don't plan on working the rest of our life. So y'all need to keep that in mind. It's never too late to invest in your future and your children's future. Invest in real estate. You see what I'm saying? Invest in real estate. Buy homes, even if it's a starter home. It's yours. Everybody wants to automatically buy their first house and it's a mansion. Buy what your pockets can afford. Buy what your pockets can afford. You can't be the Johnsons trying to live like the Browns. Buy what your pockets can afford because you're going to be the one that has to pay that mortgage. So watch your pocket. All right? Invest in real estate. Build a business to pass down. Now, everybody can't be a business owner. And that's fine. And that's okay. And don't feel bad. I don't feel like I can be a business owner. I just don't have the patience. But for those of you that are business owners, great job. Listen. Awesome. Especially black business owners. Awesome, guys. You guys are on the right track. Continue to build your businesses. Continue to support each other. Continue to support your family. So, number 3 was to build a business to pass down. Number 4, which I think it is one of the most important ones. Take advantage of life insurance. Not for you people out there don't have life insurance. I don't understand why you don't have life insurance. I don't understand why you don't think life insurance is necessary. There's so many different life insurance that you could have. You could have term life insurance. You can have VUL. You can have whole life. Whole life is permanent. I have whole life. It is important. Whole life has money value. Whole life, you just pay a little amount depending on your age, depending on your medical status. But I think everybody should have life insurance, whether or not it's enough to bury you. You do not want to leave behind the burden of your family to have to bury you. You do not want to leave behind the burden of your family to bury you. So funerals are at least about 20 grand. So at least have a $20,000 life insurance. I'm just saying, even if it's that. Now your children, it's best to do it now because they don't have the pre-existing conditions already. Do it now. You paying a good $50,000 life insurance probably costs a good $8 and change, depending on the company. But it's never too, listen, get life insurance for your babies. Because they're young. They don't have no problems yet. You don't want to wait because the older you get is the harder it's going to be to get coverage. So do it now that they are young. Take my foolish advice. Invest in your children's education. Start a college fund. Or like I said, start an investment that you're going to use as a college fund. Because not every kid want to go to college. So if you start a college fund, that money can only go to college. So I suggest starting a single registered account. And then that way you could use the money for whatever. So if they decide that, you know what, mom, dad, college is not for me. Maybe a trade school. I don't know. Basket weaving. You know, our kids go to the beat of their own drum, so they may not necessarily want to do that. Teach your children about personal finance. And that includes teaching them how to balance checkbooks and all of these things. Like, just teach them how to be financially responsible. And make sure to pass on these generational wealth. Make sure you have see an estate planner, whether or not it's a will, a trust. And if you have a trust, you register everything within that trust and make sure you name beneficiaries. Think about the state that you're in. Some states you gotta have trust. Sometimes the will is not even enough. So keep in mind that you may have to get a trust drawn up to put all your assets in, list all your assets and make the trust the beneficiary. And within that trust, you're gonna have your family members listed. Now, we still a thing, and remember, Better is gonna come, so make we build a vibes real quick. Listen to CRS Radio, the Caribbean Radio Show, hostess with the mostest, Peter the Diva. 661-467-2407.
Every day we give thanks and praise to the Most High. Even though the little way of work, still give thanks. Better must come. One day, better must come my way. Better must come, oh yeah, one day. Better must come my way. Better must come. Even though we get up and we also be the bread, but I still can't move. Mama come out of the gutter. Every day the black man a work hard and we still a suffer cause every day the things get tougher. But better must come, better must come, better must come. Everybody want to move out from out of the slum. Everybody have a dream, say we living at the scheme, but I be a nightmare, you can't let me dream. Cause every day we see a bigger head and great crime. Policeman a work hard to the night time, but yes, to them not get no fear. Even though a cost of living still a race you. One day, better must come my way. Better must come, oh yeah, one day. Better must come my way. Better must come. Even though we get up and we also see the bread, but I still can't move. Mama come out of the gutter. Every day the black man a work hard and we still a suffer cause every day the things get tougher. But better must come, better must come. You need no follow. Every day we work hard to get better tomorrow. But me happy thank your mama cause you also give me food to eat. Even though we couldn't find a good place to sleep, you was put down the gun, stop the war and the violence. All you are keeping us see now make no sense. Me a take the use them, just put down the gold, make we have fun, cause better one day. Better must come my way. Better must come, oh yeah, one day. Better must come my way. Better must come. Even though we get up and we also feel the bread, but I still can't move. Mama come out of the gutter. Every day the black man a work hard and we still a suffer cause every day the things get tougher. But better must come.
Better must come.
Better must come. Better must come.
Better must come. Better must come.
Oh yeah.
Better must come.
One day. Better must come. Everybody just sing and say one day.
Better must come one day. Better must come one day. You're listening to CRS Radio, Caribbean Radio Show. This is your knowledge station with your hostess with the mostest, Peter the Diva. Remember telling a little bit more the life insurance. Remember telling the different ones so they can have a better understanding. And we keep going and progressing and giving us some knowledge. Drop on the arts and the love. I remember no son, I love it. Yeah. Term insurance. Term insurance is the simplest form of life insurance. It pays only if death occurs during the term of the policy, which is usually from 1 to 30 years. Most term policies have no other benefit provisions. There are two basic types of term life insurance policy: level term or decreasing term. Level terms mean that the death benefit stays the same throughout the duration of the policy. Decreasing terms mean that the death benefit drops usually in 1 year increments over the course of the policy term. I suggest term policies for older people. When you're young, don't get term. Take my foolish advice. Because remember, it drops. The benefit drops. The amount drop. You may have a $500,000 term policy, but by the time you die, it may be way less than that. I'm just saying. Whole life / permanent. Whole life or permanent insurance pays a death benefit whenever you die. Whenever you die. Even if you live to 100. There are 3 major types of whole life insurance. Traditional whole life, universal life, and variable universal life. And there are variations within each type. In the case of traditional whole life, both death benefit and premium are designed to stay the same throughout the life of the policy. The cost per 1,000 of benefits increases. $1,000 of benefit increases as the insured person ages, and it obviously gets very high when the insured lives to 80 and beyond. Also remember that with whole life, you can surrender your policy and get cash back because it builds value. So it's like an investment within the insurance policy. The universal life and the variable life, it just all depends on the ages. So the company keeps the premium level by charging a premium that is in early years, it is higher than what's needed to pay claims, and investing that money and using it to supplement the level premium to help pay the cost of life insurance for older people. By law, when these overpayments reach a certain amount, they must be available to the policy owner as a cash value if he or she decides not to continue with the original plan. The cash value is an alternative and not an additional benefit under the policy. So remember I said, just pick the right one for you, but I do not suggest that if you are a young person that you get term life insurance. I think it's important that you get traditional life insurance. So with that, it's going to give you the simple blessings.
Government, give thanks. Sing it. You know, every day. Let's sing here now, brother.
Because you don't want to have simple blessings, right?
You spend all that money on your watch. How much time you spend with your son? So much money in the club. How much you spend with the ones you love?
Priorities.
Are your blessings. Simple things, them are your blessings. The blessings. Simple things are your blessings. And you don't notice your blessings. You pick it with the shoes for your feet. Now pick and choose the fence for your feet. You now watch for your eat. When last you get a good sleep. The simple things are your blessings. Simple things are your blessing. Your blessing. Simple things are your blessing. You better notice your blessing. Sing it. Simplicity we use to survive. Many find it difficult because them ignorant and I. One alone they get in, I go live another life. Telling them again, but I'm not in another vibe. Life, don't get chance too often. But out some of the sadness and invest in a laughing. Time you take a shift, lifetime passing. Tell them so you love them for you see them in a coffin. Let me tell you this when they got good days, bad days. You know so you with up. Me would have trade house and car and cheddar. Just to get 1 more minute with my brother. So you get up. Spend time together. Cherish your second of the day when you're there. Gotta tell you, that you're the close one yesterday. You put an angel over me. The simple things are your blessings.
Your simple things.
Are your blessings, the blessings. Simple things are your blessings.
Simple things.
Your blessings.
Simple things are your blessing. I'm just saying. Peter the Diva says so. Simple things are your blessing. Why do we need to invest? What's the difference between savings and investments? Asking yourself that. Okay? Savings is that part of your income you set aside to spend for future days. Investments generate income for you. Savings is money you put away for future use, and investments gives you income, generates income. Why do you invest? People invest for a bunch of different reasons. Financial security, financial independence, build your wealth, attain your goals. But also be aware of the risk, because with different investment choices come different investment risks. There's tips on investing. Please, information is out there, guys. Google is your friend. And reinvest early, start now. Reinvest income. Invest at a good interest rate or with a company that is performing well and paying good dividends. Diversify your investment. That's why I said it's important to invest in mutual funds, because it gives you the opportunity to invest in other companies within that mutual fund. So that allows you to diversify. That way you don't have all your eggs in one basket. Okay? Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Put your money into a variety of investments to minimize your risk of investing. In the event where one of your investments is not doing so well and incurs a loss, you could offset this loss with your other investments that are doing well. That way, you're earning a positive and a much higher return. In this way, you are able to reduce the losses in your investment. Remember, investing is all about growing your money to achieve your goals, but you must invest cautiously. Cautiously. Here are 10 steps to reach your financial stability. Numero uno, number one, make your finances personal. It is very important to say this right off the bat. Your personal finances are personal. That doesn't mean personal in the sense that you can't talk to anybody about your money. Making your finances personal means focusing on your situation and not worrying about other people's situation. Number two, understand that your most important investment is yourself. Pay yourself first. Before you ever think about investing money in the stock market, you should look to invest in yourself. Invest the time, the energy, and the money to teach yourself the skills you need. This includes college degrees, also include other knowledge and skills. Number three, earn income by doing something you enjoy. The primary way for most people to earn money is through a job. So if you're thinking about financial stability, the best place to start is with your job that pays you a steady income. Even better if you find a job that you enjoy. A friend of mine we were just talking about it, that we like where we work. It's important to like where you work so you don't feel disgruntled when you got to get up and go, because that's giving you your steady coins. That's giving you your steady money. So enjoy what you do. All right, enjoy what you do. Start a budget, number 4. Start a budget and keep on that track. Okay? First of all, why is the budget important? When you keep a budget, you can track where your money is going. It is easy to spend more than you should if you don't actually know how much you are spending. So more than anything else, budget helps you to keep on track. A lot of us may not know, but get a financial advisor if you don't have one. I got one, because sometimes I get off track. Get a financial advisor. Get somebody that's going to keep you and hold you accountable for your spending. Because sometimes we need a little help, right? Find somebody that you trust that can keep you on track with your spending and keep you accountable. All right? Live below your means. Live below your means. Live below your means. To me, that's self-explanatory. That's self-explanatory. Live below your means works in tandem within your budget. Your budget tells you how much money you have and you could spend each month. Then you could work with the number to make sure you don't overspend. Live below your means. Don't try to live like the Joneses and the Johnsons and the Browns if you're a Smith. Make your finances personal. Worry about you and don't worry about nobody else's problems and business and what they're doing. Create emergency funds. And those emergency funds are for those expenses, like saying you got to pay on your car getting a wreck, your deductible. Always have emergency funds. And pay off your debts. Pay off your debts. It's difficult. A lot of us come with debts, but pay off your debts. Once you know how much you can comfortably spend through budgeting, and once you have an emergency fund, focus on getting rid of your debts. Invest in retirement. We're not going to work forever. Invest in your retirement. All right? And make sure you have some fun. Don't work and don't play. Like, put away money for some traveling. You get what I'm saying? Do all of that. Ain't no sense you working hard, and because when you go to the grave, that money ain't coming with you. And I get it, we're putting away for our kids, our family, but have some fun, guys. Have some fun. So you could do all of these things. You could save, you could invest, you can put life insurance, you could travel, you could do all of these things even within your means, because you know your pocket. But we just have to be responsible. Number 10 of all 10s. Stick with it. Set your budget and stick with it. It is easy for us to fall off, but stick with it. In an ideal world, you would stay within your budget every month. Your car would never need repairs and you would never lose your job. Unfortunately, we don't deal in an ideal world. We deal with reality, and reality is things happen. Stuff happen that we didn't plan on happening, and it takes us off track. So the bottom line is to stick within your budget and try to get the financial stability, the freedom to live a life in the terms without having to worry about anything. And I get it, some of us are warriors. We can't help it. All right? We can't help it. We're warriors. But there's so much information out there, guys. And like I said, if anything, the takeaway is invest life insurance for yourself and for your family, whether or not it's just for burial costs, because I don't want to see no GoFundMes going around because people just didn't prepare their family for their death. I'm just saying, let's be responsible adults. Let's take ownership and let's do what's right by our family members. Nobody should have to. It's enough that you're dead. Nobody wants to figure out how exactly they're going to bury you. All right? And Shanice says most times people do unnecessary spending when the money can go towards something else. That is true. And a lot of it, I think, is, especially for our younger folks, is we're just too busy trying to keep up with everybody else. But the man alone said, Ding Dong alone said, watch them.
Watch them, Jordan. Is it? I know everybody run a reel. What you put there? Them a clap while you're dead. Them a put bread. No matter where you do, them say you never do for that. You know rate me, say what you want do yesterday. You know what? None of them rate me. I be a bad mind thing I go on lately. Me by the beam of them. That move shake it. No a long time. Them a free man need it. When you did broke, you
this is what happened when everybody worrying about the next person. Watch them.
Them friendship are silicone. See a slide. Oh, God. We put a cars all of them. Round table talk
Who that cause all of this?
The blues just a be and me water. Them can't draw me out, me no weed I tight. So when you stacking up the bricks like London, what you a come round you, what you a shaker, what you a pour your chin, no for them a theater. Them not feel me no dog, them a waste man. Me no want none of them rate me. I be a bad mind thing I go on lately. Me buy the beam of them, start move shake it. No a long time, them a pre-man need it. When you did broke, you and everybody alright. Start make little money, now I be a fight. The same motor you a feed, give you be a buy. Them friendship a silicone, fake life. No for them a come with pretty smile and laughing at your face. Watch it back, them a mad because you a run the place. But hypocrites and why you win, watch them a smiling at your face. With them bag a man want kill your argument in your ear. Rate the whole of me friend them, some of them no rate me. Yeah, and fin up that time, some of them don't see it me. Would the mind you push them in a pram like baby. So if I'm money bar, you a look no come near me. You know want none of them rate me. I be a bad mind thing I go on lately. Me buy the beam of them, start move shake it. No a long time, them a pre-man need it. When you did broke, you and everybody alright. Start make little money, now I be a fight. The same motor you a feed, give you be a buy. Them friendship a silicone, fake life. None of them rate me. I try to write on me. We could have caused all of this.
And what that cause all of this?
None of them rate me.
We don't want none of them for rate we. Worry about you, worry about yourself, worry about your family. And worry about these credit cards that we got, because I know we got them credit cards. And them credit card debt is an everyday struggle for us. If you have a hard time with overspending, consider using cash. Cash sounds inconvenient in today's world, but with cash, you cannot spend more than you have. So if you only want to spend $50 on clothes this week, then only carry $50 in cash and leave the credit cards at home. Guys, the credit cards is set up for us to stay in debt, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. I've been praying on this one credit card forever because I just pay the minimum. And that's another thing. Don't pay the minimum. Don't be like Peter in that aspect. Don't pay the minimum because the minimum means you'll be forever paying for that card. It's like with your mortgage. If you could put a little bit extra into your principal, do that. Because it'll bring down the thing. Refinancing, all of that stuff, interest rates. So if y'all ain't learned nothing else from me today, just hopefully I'll leave y'all with something, but I just feel like it's important. But again, you are listening to Peter the Diva on CRS Radio, the Caribbean Radio Show, your knowledge station. Today's topic was financial stability. Remember, invest in your children's education. Speaking of education, look up palace1.org. They invest in the education, give financial assets to the education of children in Jamaica, in my home country. And that is Palace.one. If you are a black business, check out Yardness e-commerce on Facebook. Like, follow, share, and there's always outlets out there. Black Doctors on Facebook. Also, check that page out. Check out blendedroots.com for all your herbal needs. We have a code, so if you want some discount, hit us up on CRS Radio Facebook page. Again, that is blendedroots.com for all your herbal needs. That's another Jamaican sister doing big things. Remember, support black businesses. We have to invest back into our communities. So, palace1.org, Yardness e-commerce, blendedroots.com, and what we say, we'll go out on the vibes. So again, join me on Thursdays, possibly every other Thursdays, because mental health is important. And sometimes it's good to take a break. And I find that when I come back, I always come back bigger and stronger. So, the best way, Thursdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Live with Peter the Diva, and it says, Shamada Bada Pot. Build the vibes, yeah. I love you guys.
Netherlands, where the grabbers think like alligator man. The scheme hot today, we are the weatherman. A boy shoulda drop, but the beretta jam. Long time we no kill a man, so we circle them inside the little man. Take a bomb, make a jam, black rain fall, so we must catch a man. That's the echo when the grabber keep my
90 seconds.
Every man a drop flat, everybody drop, every banana.
Y'all had a good time? Y'all learned something? Drop them likes. Share the live. Share the live. Share the live. Let the people them know. Peter the Diva. They're on the knowledge station, CRSradio.com. Share the live. Thank you all for joining me today.
Nobody of you don't give a damn. When they grab her, she must like Shabba motherfucker. Shot fire, every man a drop flat. Everybody drop every banana. Feel like the rims and the Cadillac. With the M1 and up. Put your load from in a Netherlands. To the grabber stick like alligator pan. The scheme hot to them, me a the weatherman. So I should have dropped body beretta jam. A long time we no kill a man, so we circle them inside the letter man. Come, let a man make a jam, a create fire. So we must catch a man. When the grabber scheme up like Shabba
10 seconds.
Shot fire, every man a drop flat. Everybody drop, every banana put it. Ready?
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio.
Thank you all for joining me on the live. Thank you so much. As always, peace and blessings, peace and light, and manners and respect. Peter the Diva out. Have a wonderful evening.